Are you?
I thought I'd try a duel. Look how well I'm doing. That's a classic duel. I mean, look how well.
What did you do that for?
Yeah.
Hello everyone and welcome to the show now known as Game-Geki. When we actually filmed the original 2 hours, we had no name for this show, we also didn't have the intro. It all came later, but now you can admire it fully. So I'm here with, of course, DDK or Barthanes in this game.
Hello there everyone.
As you may be able to notice, we are now level 49, we're not max level. But we're at a level we feel is high enough. We don't really want to continue playing this anymore because we've got other stuff to do. So we are here to give our final thoughts to this game after a long amount of play. What are your quick final thoughts on this game, DDK?
Well, so from playing this game up to level 49, there were times when I kind of enjoyed the game, and then times where it felt a bit repetitive and the same thing. The overworld in general felt too easy. There really was nothing. There was no point to it. Every enemy was killable in like 2 or 3 hits. And
yeah.
You didn't even have to look at the game to play it. You just bash the keyboard and that's it. That's all there is to the game. The story is okay, I guess, from what I read of it in the boxes, but it's nothing really to take home. You know, I wouldn't come back for the story alone. No,
it's it's worth pointing out that this game is ridiculously easy. Someone's trying to challenge me there. No, I will cancel. This game is ridiculously easy. We did at one point enter a dungeon, which required like a party to be, and that was hard, but the actual game in the world, it's just so damn easy. Nothing can beat you. You can fight like 10 monsters at the same time and you'll always win. This game, I think the best description for this game I would have is casual. This is the most casual one I think we've ever played. And I mean like casual in the way that it's just effortless. Like you said, it really does play itself.
But despite the casualty of the game, you'd think the social features would be quite good, but
this must be the most unsocial, or insocial, I guess? Unsocial, yes, unsocial. Unsocial we've ever played. There's literally no one ever speaking in this game. I don't think we ever spoke to anyone in this game, actually, ever.
No.
I don't know how many hours we played it, but you know, we got to 50 levels. It's a decent amount of time. We never once spoke to anyone. Ever. And there's like a global chat, but it's just never used for anything but trading and selling stuff and asking for people to join parties. There's literally no community in this game. There is none at all.
No, I mean we didn't. We never got into a guild. There are guilds in the game, but
yes, there are guilds, but we never actually saw any guilds recruiting. I guess we could have went out of our way and tried to find one, but that's not really how we roll generally in MMOs. We generally look for a guild recruiting and then ask to join it. But not in this game, because there were none recruiting. Like here, for instance, on my screen you can see recruitment there. That's for a dungeon, an instance. See 5 dungeons it says there. Down here we have the other general chat, which is full of trade, as you can see. Oh, this is trade. Story, that's NPCs talking. Trade, announcement, more trade, and trade, and that's it. Just nothing but trading. There is no communication between players in this game. It's disappointing because one of its selling points from Steam reviews was that the community was actually good in this game. There was a good, strong community, but there simply is not. It's just there's not. It's a lie.
No.
If that, I guess there's a chance we picked like a terrible server.
Maybe.
But it doesn't seem very likely. I mean, we see quite a lot of NPCs around. There are players in this server.
I suppose it would have helped if we could change the opacity of these menus, because when you're not hovering over them with your mouse cursor, you can't actually really read them.
No, they are practically invisible. There's one thing I do want to show actually. Let me see if I can find another player around here. It just really shows the anti-socialness in this game. See, so here's some players, and look what this game actually offers as an option. You can literally turn players off. Look, I can press this button here and the other players disappear. You can play this as a single player game, it's just that anti-social.
Well, I suppose if you want a single player game to play, but as an experience, there isn't really that much to this game to experience as a single player offering.
No, it's you said that you found the story decent. I really didn't read anything about the story. I don't know what the fuck was going on, and it's worth pointing out that we haven't beaten the story mode in this game. We kind of just stopped. Like we must. I think we're very close to the end. There's probably like one more area after this to go to after we beat the Shadow Knight. I think it's called, the Dark Knight or something.
I think I read somewhere the story ends around about level 50 odd.
Yeah, but there's 60 levels, so there's pretty much 10 levels of, I guess, grinding. Yeah, grinding. Amazing. It's just what we need. What was the other game we played that did that? I think it was Archage, where
Archage story ran out. I think it ran out quite early though.
Yeah. I mean, Archage was a way better game than this. I can actually imagine people slogging on for grinding and doing like guild trade routes and stuff. This game just has no worth to it though. It's just this is it. The game's over. Once you
It's this town.
Yeah, so this actually looks like exactly like this. Oh god, let me read that. This actually looks exactly like some other area in the game, which is another swamp area. It's pretty much the same area.
Sure, it's not the same area. I thought it was.
No, it's not the same area. This is a higher level area. It just looks exactly like it. So, like you were saying before at the beginning, there, the overworld is pretty much forgettable. It's true that it's the way this works is that there's no one unified world. There are several little worlds connected through loading screens. No person wants to duel me there. Leave me alone. The other worlds are forgettable. The fact that there's auto run, which we talked about in the actual playthrough, it renders the world pointless. You just don't pay attention to it if once you're automatically running to stuff. I felt. I'm not sure how your feeling was that.
I like the fact that you could pop into your menus, even whilst you're fighting enemies.
Yeah, true.
Whilst you were travelling, you could pretty much handle all your eidolons at any time.
Yeah, I guess that's true, although that really just plays in how casual it is. I mean, you can literally just piss around in your menus as your character fights. To be fair though, it doesn't auto-fight, so you still have to press buttons. Actually no, there is a standard attack which is automatic.
Yeah, you can, like, say you're fighting these crocodiles, you can, use the keyboard to fight, pushing your keys, and then you pop open the menu, and you can just still handle around your business whilst you're still fighting.
True.
Press the tab button. You don't have to really worry about dying.
No, true.
You can just get your stuff open and just carry on going to work on your inventory there.
Yeah, I mean, I could just set myself to attack this crocodile here. You know, I could let my Adol on there deal some damage. I'm not using any skills. Look how fast this health's going down. I could just set this attack and leave the room. I can do something else. I can make some food, you know.
I guess in that way it saves you time.
Yeah, it's just like the most, like I said, the most casual MMO in the world. I don't think there's a more casual MMO than this. I think even the Free Realms, which was pretty much an MMO aimed at like children, was less casual than this. So I guess what we're saying overall is that our impression of the game isn't that great in the end. What's some positives we can say about the game?
So positives. I mean, aesthetically, the game is, pleasing to the eye.
Yes.
It's not too harsh on the processor.
Yes, indeed.
You could, waste a couple hours in the game. It can amuse you. It's just, it's not going to keep you particularly entertained for the long term. It's no World of Warcraft, that's for sure.
No, that's definitely for sure. Although, to be fair, you look at people trading there, they must clearly put time into this game. And, people must buy stuff as well, seeing as trading exists. So I'm sure this game has its hardcore players. I just really don't know why it would, though. I just don't see the appeal to it. I'm not even sure how many dungeons are on this game, to be honest. During the story, we were only forced to actually do one dungeon. No, I guess that's not true, actually. There were more dungeons, but I think we probably encountered like 3 or 4 in all, through 50 levels.
Yeah, they just didn't really feel... The dungeons didn't really have the same breadth to them as they do in other games.
No, damn it, we're going back to negatives. What's more positives you can find for this game?
I like the fact that you have the eidolons there.
Yeah.
Handy thing. It was nice to have a separate thing that you could level up and equip armor to.
Indeed,
Although
yes.
most of the armor stuff was like really high level, but you could still feed the eidolon to power it up and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a very cool twist on the whole pet system we see in other games. This actually felt meaningful. I liked... What did I like? Let me think. I like the skills. I like the attacks in this game. They do feel pretty impressive looking. The attacks in all of MMOs, well, not in all of them, I guess, but in a lot of the ones we played recently, the attacks kind of felt lackluster. I guess they don't really look all that impressive. Whereas attacks, in this game, they do kind of look decent. I mean, like the 1,000 slashes there, someone doing this, which is a giant explosion, and throwing stuff, which makes giant waves, and yeah, the attacks feel impressive. It feels like they're actually powerful limit breaker attacks kind of things. Like, of course, the giant slash thing, which we showed in the other episodes, like that. In all of them, I remember Guild Wars 2 specifically, I thought the attacks looked impressive in Guild Wars, and I was kind of disappointed in Guild Wars 2 how the attacks looked in that. That's definitely a positive, how this special attacks, like the add-on attacks, this one for instance, which actually cuts to a whole cutscene and everything. I guess that's really all I can say of positives.
I suppose I never really bothered to try the finishing moves with the other eidolons.
No, each Eidolon, it's worth pointing out that each Eidolon does have its own finishing move. That's good, that's a decent attention to detail there. They could have all had some lame, identical attack.
Yeah.
So it's decent play there from the devs. So, at level, I think it's level 40, we unlocked our second class. Which allows you to pick one of the other classes from the game. And... so you can see here in my bar I've got several other skills, purple mostly, because I picked the Reaper class, I believe it's called. Scythe it's called, which is a lot of occult skills, like in some of the whole posse here, whole posse of demons, including of course the succubus. She's kind of hidden there by the Eidolon, but there's the succubus in all her glory. Amazing.
Shops were pointless in this game, at least from our experience.
Shops, to sell stuff to them. How much money do I actually have on me? Wrong character, wasn't it? I have 57 gold. If this was World of Warcraft, I'd be a fucking millionaire with that much. At least considered millionaire. We never really found any use for our gold in this game.
I bought some of those small experience gems to level on because they didn't seem to drop very often. At least not in the level 30 areas where you had to be level 30 to actually level it up in the first place. So that was probably badly planned out.
So as you can see on my screen, there are plenty of other players around. Just to really hammer home the fact that we're not on some abandoned server. If you're thinking that's the reason no one ever speaks, we really are in a populated server here. I really didn't like in this game the party system feels pointless because we don't share kills. I guess we do share loot, like you may have seen before the little prompt pop on my screen where DDK picked up a chest and I shared some items from it. We also share experience. I think it's not entirely clear that actually. I assume that considering the fact we leveled up constantly together, we do share experience.
The way it works is we get as a party we get an experience boost instead.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've read somewhere around one of these menus.
I see. But yes, the fact that killing monsters doesn't count towards a quest goal, it makes us feel like we're not playing together really. It makes us feel like we're both playing separately but near each other.
Yeah.
It's more to the antisocial aspect of this game, I guess. Maybe that's the biggest gripe I have with the game, the fact that it's so antisocial. Maybe that might even be more of a gripe I have than the fact that it plays itself nearly and it's so easy.
Perhaps, and maybe you've not considered this. Maybe it's just you who are antisocial, Gekadami.
But it really does feel like a negative point in this game. It's just so weird for an MMO to be this antisocial.
So out of 10, what do you rate the game, Gekadami?
10. God, how would I rate this game out of 10? I give it like, I'd say 4. 4 out of 10? Yeah, 4 out of 10. And to be fair, I'm gonna say that a 5 is like half decent. Not like, you know, review sites these days where a 7 is half decent. I'm gonna say a 5 is half decent, so I'm going with a 4, which is slightly below average. It's serviceable. We came to this game because we had literally nothing else to play. I would say if you're in that situation, play Aura Kingdom. Or you give this game out of 10?
I'd be a bit more generous. And, I guess a 5 out of 10. Not much more than your score. You know, the game was entertaining, and I did want to play the game at some points. It didn't always feel like a chore, although sometimes it kind of got into being.
Yes, I guess we should have said this earlier, but quests in this game are extremely repetitive.
So yeah, 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. It's decent. Which concludes, I guess, our great adventure in Aura Kingdom. I don't think we'll be ever coming back to this game ever.
No, we on this particular occasion we were unable to slay the Death Knight, but you know, yeah, we were unable to slay him. The world remains under his tyranny.
As you can see, the world's in sheer chaos.
Yeah, unfortunately, monsters will stalk the lands for many millennia.
Pillaging and raping, they will. Terrible, terrible. But yes, the world will fall into disarray, and we will move on to our next games. Our next games, I say plural. We plan to do Elder Scrolls Online, which will be on PlayStation 4. The Power of the Couch, I won't be sitting on my squeaky chair. And of course, we also recently got our hands on the Secret World, which all like Elder Scrolls Online is a pay once, play forever game. Both very well known MMOs, so we expect them to be decent.
Yeah, we expect to beat our 4 or 5 out of 10.
God, I hope so. I guess on that we're done. We're done with this game. Allow me to, as we're filming, close this game, turn to my desktop, and hide this open broadcast stuff I will use to film this. So that's my desktop there, and that was Game-Geki, Aura Kingdom Edition. Any last final words to add, DDK?
Do not eat shredded wheat. Goodbye, folks.
Wise words, if there ever was any to say. I will end with the words. No, I won't end with any words actually. Goodbye, everyone.